In the headlines, PLAINE receives first Smart Health Center and government holds consultation on CREAD Bill 2018. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Prisca Julien. Stay tuned for details of the headline stories and more coming up. Welcome back. The Roseau Valley continues to benefit under the Dominica Labour Party administration as government is spending in excess of $23 million for roadworks in that constituency. The government of Dominica on Wednesday signed 2 contracts for the construction of drainage works on the main road in Mount Prosper. The signing ceremony took place during a meeting held with villagers to give an update on the ongoing projects in that constituency. Present for this discussion was the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Dr. RECIEVES.
As of this afternoon, and we will add on it this evening, the government has signed, with work ongoing in the Roseau Valley constituency alone, contracts totaling over $23 million just for roadworks. Just for roadworks. I'm not even talking about scholarships we're giving to students from here. I'm not talking about transportation allowance we're giving to students from the constituency. I'm not talking about health support for people who have health issues. I'm not talking about small business money. I'm not talking about how much money we spend thus far, and we're going to continue spending more for housing, whether it's home repairs or new homes we're constructing in Roseau Valley. $23 million just for roads.
Government has spent in excess of $11.1 million for the widening and reconstruction of that road. The Honorable Prime Minister detailed the costing of a number of other projects being undertaken in that constituency.
Wharton Waven, $3.4 million with the construction of the new Bailey Bridge and the improvement to the access to the Bailey Bridge. $3.4 million. Coptal, which you, the residents of Mount Prosper, are major beneficiaries of because you drive through Coptal to get to Mount Prosper. $3.3 million, with more to be spent. The excavation on Mount Prosper, you may not be seeing it when you're driving, you may be seeing little boulders, and some of you get inconvenienced because we have the equipment has to clear the roads because there is some erosion taking place. Just to take out tires from one spot to bring it to other spots, $3.8 million.
Contractors from the community of Mount Prosper will be engaged in the construction of the drainage works on the main road. The Honorable Minister for Finance says this is to ensure that employment is created in that community.
And we're using 2 contractors from Mount Prosper, and we hope that they will use local labor from Mount Prosper, so every single dollar that we're spending will remain here in Mount Prosper to benefit the residents of Mount Prosper.
The Honorable Prime Minister told the residents of Mount Prosper that despite passage of Hurricane Maria on September 18, 2017, the Dominica Labour Party government continues to invest heavily in the rehabilitation of homes and roads and the dredging of several rivers across the island.
Hurricane Maria came and destroyed our country. And this government has spent in excess of $140 million helping people just to fix their homes. $130+ million just to dredge rivers, to take out siltation and transport it somewhere else. But should we not do it? Or should we have not done it? And had we not done it, the recent experience we've had in this hurricane season would have had many parts of Dominica underwater.
In more news, on Wednesday, the government of Dominica convened a consultation on the Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica CREAD Bill 2018. This CREAD bill will allow for the establishment of the agency as government moves ahead with its objective to make Dominica the world's first climate resilient country. The consultation took place at the Goodwill Parish Hall, where stakeholders, representatives from the public and private sector, and civil society had the opportunity to review and discuss draft legislation before it is taken to Parliament.
The primary objects of the bill are fourfold. A, to promote the swift and cost-effective recovery of Dominica from climate-related disasters. B, to ensure that any physical and other infrastructure damaged or destroyed during a climate-related disaster is reconstructed or restored to a state that is better than its state before the occurrence of the disaster. C, to ensure that Dominica will be more resilient to natural hazards and better able to respond to climate-related disasters. And D, to assist the public and private sectors and civil society to be better equipped to manage and recover from climate-related disasters.
CREAD was formed to assist in rebuilding Dominica following the passage of Hurricane Maria in September 2017. The government will soon formalize the agency through the enactment of CREAD Bill 2018 in order to rebuild the island as the first climate-resilient nation in the world in accordance with a climate resilience and recovery plan developed by the Commonwealth of Dominica and its partners. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit over the weekend sought to remind Dominicans that the spirit of unity is necessary for the development of Dominica. The Prime Minister was speaking at Sunday's Thanksgiving concert held at the Winter Park Sports Stadium. The nation's leader articulated that coming together as a nation is especially important as Dominica sets out on a new journey to realize goals set to be met for its 50th anniversary to be celebrated in 10 years' time. Honorable Skerrit sounded a call for all to join the rebuilding efforts for Dominica.
I have told you before, and I repeat it again, that all hands should be on deck in rebuilding a resilient Dominica. Today, I send out an appeal to anyone who has a differing view to set it aside and join all of us who are on the deck to build a resilient Dominica. Join us with the understanding that the right thing to do is to act virtuously rather than just talk about doing so.
In highlighting the progress of the country since the devastation of Hurricane Maria, the Prime Minister also encouraged the nation to give thanks for the assistance of those who helped Dominica to build back after Hurricane Maria.
We have managed to work together to make Dominica rise in splendor from the ruins of Maria, with the assistance of a number of friendly governments, friends, and generous financial institutions. Let us continue to lift them up in thanksgiving to our God who makes all things possible.
He went on to reiterate the need for working together as a people in order to maintain the Dominican way of life.
Together, we must end the year on a high and begin 2019 on the right foot as we stride forward. Just as those who sought to divide us in the past have failed, those who try to divide us in the future will fail. Because, my sisters and brothers, we shall remain united in our determination to maintain our values and our Dominican way of life.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. The PLAINE district is officially the first on island with a smart health center. On Thursday, the Ministry of Health was handed over a smart health center which has been constructed in the village of PLAINE. The center, which is the first of more to come, is part of the resilience building within the Ministry of Health. This project was implemented by the Pan American Health Organization. The Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Reginald Austri at the handing over ceremony extended gratitude to the organizations who collaborated on constructing the center.
I want to thank DFID, I want to thank PAHO, WHO, the contractors who worked on this project. And I want to thank you in advance, the people of La Plaine, for promising me that you will take great care of your facility. And that if you see anybody vandalizing your facility, the police station is right next door.
The Honourable Member of Parliament for the La Plaine constituency, Peter Saint-Jean, says one main reason that La Plaine Health District was identified for the first Smart Health Centre is because of the importance placed on the health services in that area by its people.
While healthcare is not just about health and wellness and the delivery of services, it is quite evident that the La Plaine Health District epitomizes this concept and philosophy. No wonder we are here today. La Plaine Health District and the La Plaine Health Center having been identified as that health center to initiate the program in Dominica.
Honorable Saint-Jean says the facilities will serve communities on the east which have become vulnerable, especially during the rainy season.
What does a smart center really mean for us here in La Plaine? It means that given all of the challenges that confront us in the southeast of Dominica, from Grand Fond, which is a highly vulnerable community, into Monjon, Rivière-Syrique, Bouética, as we experienced back in 2015 with the passage of Tropical Storm Erica and the famous Bouética Gorge, and the Delis having been cut off for a period of 21 weeks, to La Plaine, which historically, traditionally has been a relatively safe community, but with the effects of climate change and global warming, we have seen that what we pride ourselves as, features that would work to our good, and not three, Madam Permanent Secretary, but the 4 rivers that traverse through La Plaine have now become our greatest threats.
Project Officer in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Sylvester Henderson, gave details and benefits of the facility.
To reduce the energy and water demand of the facility, to ensure that it could remain functional in the event of hazards, such as hurricanes and earthquakes, to ensure that it can cope with the demands of other emergencies. Retrofit works, therefore, attempted to address some of the most urgent needs, and this included improvement of earthquake resilience to the facility by installation of shear walls on the northern and southern ends of the building, and this resulted also from some 2 additional rooms in the buildings on both sides. Installation of hurricane-resistant windows and external doors, upgrade of the electrical distribution system to increase efficiency and reduce the risk of fire in the building, upgrade of the water distribution system for efficiency.
Henderson gave further details, saying the facility is expected to be functional despite great disaster due to the way it is constructed.
Overhaul of the existing backup generator and installation of adequate fuel storage capacity. Installation of grab bars in relevant areas to make the building more disabled friendly. Installation of new active fire alarm system and improved fire suppression system. Installation of a new radio communication system for emergencies. For enhanced green measures, we have installed a photovoltaic system to reduce the cost of electricity consumption, and we have made the facility more self-sufficient. We've replaced lights with LED fixtures to reduce energy consumption and increase lighting levels. We've installed low-volume water fixtures that use, for example, instead of 3 to 5 gallons of water to flush, we'll use at least 1.28 gallons of water. We've ensured the use of rainwater for flushing of toilets, for example.
The Smart Health Center includes energy-efficient air conditioning units as well as solar panels for energy conservation and holds the electricity options from Dominica and generators to ensure a form of energy is constant during any situation. Also this news time, the Electoral Commission is pleased to announce that the new register of electors will be ready to be distributed to the registering officers and assistant registering officers in the various polling districts. During an interview with Chief Elections Officer Ian Michael Anthony, he spoke on the upcoming distribution and publication of the Register of Electors.
The deadline for submitting objections and claims has just passed. In fact, it was the 19th of November, and subsequent to this, we have now finalized the lists that are to be posted in the various polling districts around Dominica. Essentially, those lists will be handed to the registering officers, who in turn will hand them to their assistant registering officers for display within the polling districts across Dominica.
Anthony also gave details on the deadline for submission of objections to the electoral officers and also attempts at filing objections before the deadline.
What we've observed out of this process is that there have been attempts to object as required by law, but not following the proper procedure. So at the end of the day, somebody submits a list of names, for example, and asks us to take action. However, the law is very specific as to what has to happen in terms of that objection. And the first thing is that it has to be in writing on a specific form, and that is Form 4, which gives the notice of objection. That objection has to go to the registering officer within the constituency, and it is filled out by the objector in writing, in his own handwriting. In fact, the law provides that if the objector cannot write, the witness will fill up the form on behalf of the objector. So that, one, it goes to the registering officer. Two, the objector has to give us his name in full, his occupation, and stuff. Indicate the polling district that he's registered for. Include in the objection as well the name of the person being objected to and the grounds that the person is disqualified for inclusion in the list.
The objector will be required to date and sign the form, and a witness will be required, and that witness is to be an elector in the same polling district as the objector.
So if I could give a quick example, if I am objecting to the registration of Ian Smith in polling district N02, but the witness actually is somebody who lives in polling district A01, that wouldn't work. Both the objector, the witness, have to be in the same polling district. And of course, the witness would have to date and sign the form as well. And that goes to, as indicated earlier, to the registering officer, and then the process continues from there. With that, I would like to encourage electors to please follow the procedure that is prescribed in the law for objections. Because if it's not done, then what it means is that there is really not an objection. The law sets the ground rules, and those have to be followed.
November 30th marks the official end of the Atlantic hurricane season. This year, 3 tropical storms posed a possible threat to Dominica. The first Beryl in July, followed by Isaac and Kirk in the usually busy month of September, which marks the peak of the hurricane season. The country was spared any major impact from these systems. According to the National Disaster Coordinator Fitzroy Pascal, even these threats came with positives for the island.
The positive outcome of these close calls was that they provided opportunities to exercise the disaster preparedness and response mechanism of the country. This exercising activity is a necessary component in testing and maintaining the alertness and level of readiness of the public and private sectors, as well as the general public.
He says, however, though the end of November officially marks the end of the hurricane season, the general public must remain vigilant and take steps for the next season early, as well as remain prepared for any off-season activity which could occur.
For many, the end of the hurricane season may signal a time to breathe a sigh of relief. However, as we have experienced several times and quite recently in the month of November, trough systems can create significant impact across the island, both in and outside the official season. As such, the ODM reminds the public to focus on hazards that affect the country, and in particular your community, such as flooding, landslides, and rockfalls, and must not wait for the start of the next hurricane season to prepare. Efforts to keep waterways near homes and businesses clear and trim overhanging branches should be ongoing activities. All should visit their emergency supply kit periodically and ensure that these items are still usable, and try to have items needed to reinforce homes on hand early. These small acts will help to reduce the level of stress some may face when the island is under threat from severe weather. As the rehabilitation process continues following the devastation by Maria in 2017, all should adhere to proper building codes. This is one way to contribute to building resilience as we move forward.
He added that disaster management requires the input of all to be effective and asked the general public to take steps to educate and empower themselves to be better able to protect self and family and to lend a helping hand to other vulnerable people in respective communities. Persons may contact the ODM to access information on how to take part in regular training activities carried out building the local disaster management network. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join Shaakira Pierre for the Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Creole, non moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Premier ministre Honorable CREAD dimanche crié à ce Dominica pour pointant pour travailler à ce corps pour développement national. Honorable CREAD dit pour remercier pour comment Dominique rebâti après cyclone Maria. Tant là pour remercier si posé yon pour injouir et puis pour garder pour sa Dominique qui vini à l'année qui a venu. Premier ministre Kerry te a parlé pendant une célébration pour remercier un stadium là dimanche qui passé. Ça te une activité qui était organisée par ministre Ecclesiastical Affairs pour nation la venir ensemble pour remercier Bordier. Honorable Scary parlait de tout ce monde la pays l'année pour dire merci pour après dommage là qui s'est fait par cyclone Maria en septembre l'année passée. Quand l'année 2018 c'est l'année consolidation pour Dominique, premier ministre là qui a créé à ce tout Dominica pour aller à l'année 2019 et puis unité et puis bah attention à ce qui est positif en pays là. Dominique bien plaisir quand une nation la moun ka respecte bon Dieu, quand parole la a son un symbole national là écrit après bon Dieu, c'est la terre. À d'autres nouvelles, membre parlement pour constituency Salibé, Honorable Cassius Darrow, bien plaisir pour ce projet là, à constituency là qui allait commencer, qui est bénéfice constituency. Semaine passée, Premier ministre et puis ministre Sky, Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, et puis membre parlement là visité 10 Sky qui étaient bâtis à Sénégal par monde qui étaient affectés par cyclone Maria l'année passée. C'est pendant tout ça là, membre parlement là dit il y a d'autres assoukat pour constituency Salibé. Il y a des détails contre d'autres Sky qui sont bâtis à Concorde pour résidence Concorde et puis d'autres projets Sky à constituency Sala. Il remercie le gouvernement pour l'assistance là qu'il a fait à Belab, Bamoun, Kalinago.
Nous avons les autres projets qui ont commencé à Concorde. Là, nous avons commencé à 10 même 10 c'est ça là pour famille en Concorde. En plus, nous avons le gouvernement qui a fait une intervention pour ça, aider pour reconstruire, mettre fenêtre, mettre la porte. Nous avons déjà dépensé presque plus que 3 millions de dollars place Kalinago pour ça taper matériel pour moun ça reconstruire. So à ce côté c'est mon Salibé constituency moi vraiment voulais dire merci pour le gouvernement pour ça qu'il a fait ben nous. Parce que avant housing revolution a commencé, housing stock en Kalinago était vraiment dans une situation qui était plus derrière les autres.
Honorable Darrow a crié à ce monde qui est en charge en affaires consules pour travailler et puis comme membre parlement là pour faire la vie meilleure à tout Kalinago.
Ça m'a dit que vous devez actuellement c'est pour local community leadership council Moi, je demande pour eux, ça travaille plus peu FM qu'on parle là, pour nous, ça fait plus de place qu'à au territoire. Parce que ça, on va appeler les parfois, c'est nous allons essayer de faire bitin à ce côté gouvernement. Nous allons appeler consulat, quand il issue parmi, peut-être, je ne sais pas si c'est bien pas aussi dans l'Union. Mais nous pouvons mettre ça à ce côté, et nous travaillons pour faire certain que nous, comme mon Kalinago, taper ça nous taper notre gouvernement. Moi, ça, il y a toujours gardé nos besoins plus. Mais en même temps, ça nous taper, c'est un avancement, ça nous a besoin. Parce que les gens qui ont fait caillou avec bois, ils mettent clou en bois avec galvanage. Mais ils ne peuvent pas suivre le code pour faire des construire. Et ça, c'est vraiment un problème.
Et puis finalement, bateau MV de Pearl fait premier voyage à Dominica samedi. Bateau là c'est à Roseau cruise berth là, la 3286 passagers tapé opportunité là pour expériencer sa Dominique ni pour offert. Une activité te prend place à ce bateau là et puis officier Hot Discover Dominica Authority, Ministre Tourism, représentative bateau là, HHB Research et puis DASPA, te tout présente pour cérémonie là. Chief Executive Officer Didier la Colin Piper dit capitaine la bienvenue à Dominique et puis remercier yo pour contribution la yo ka fait pour pays là. Présentation cadeau te faite par agent bateau là et puis ministre tourisme là. Capitaine MV de Pearl aussi présenté ministre tourisme là et puis un cadeau pour marcher pour me visiter à Dominique. Capitaine la dit il bien content bateau la venir Dominique pour visiter pays là. Bateau MV de Pearl supposé faire 10 visites à Dominica encore pour saison touriste là. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
That's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS on facebook.com/GIS News Dominica and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here in the GIS News production team, I'm Prisca Julien. Thanks for watching.